Hello tankers, welcome to my channel. I'm Major Hawkins and this is the 53 TP, the Polish heavy Tech Tree Tier 8 tank. The best performing heavy Tech Tree in Tier 8 for the time being and has been for the last 3 months. Some 2,500 players and an average of 56.5% win rate are people doing in this tank. And what makes it so strong is a combination of a few things, I think. First of all, it features a decent armor profile, a great turret. It has 8 degrees of gun depression. It has 40 top speed and 15 in reverse. 16 in reverse. It has actually quite good aiming time and dispersion for its alpha. And I'll come into that a little bit later. Because if you compare it to the IS-3, which are the two heavy tanks in Tier 8 who features the tungsten shells, the 53 GP has 420 average on normal shots, whereas the IS-3 has a 400 shell. The 252U, which most of you probably know as a really, really strong Tier 8 heavy tank with fantastic armor, has the 420 alpha gun as well, but no tungsten. And if you were to compare to another Soviet-ish 400 alpha gun, would be the 112 Glacial or the 112-2 you could compare it to as well. When you pop the tungsten shell on this tank here, you will have for the next 20 seconds, in my case here, because I run this equipment, you will have around 2 shells, which averages 483 damage. What makes it really strong is that if you look into the average damage, normally it's 420, but it goes as low as 315. I spoke about this before in my WC 121 and the T34-1 video. What makes tungsten so really, really good is that the lowest amount of damage you can do is 1.05 of your average damage. So in this case, the minimum damage you'll do is 441. So between 441 and 525 for a couple of shots, it can really make a difference. Compare that to decent armor, great gun depression, and also really good gun handling. Because the aim time is quite good compared to the other Russian-ish tanks, and the dispersion is the same as the IS-3. It just gets into the minimum dispersion much faster than the IS-3 does. I run it with a gun rammer because you can actually do that in this tank, I think. 265 on premium and 225 on standard. Also, the camouflage here is called the swall, and I just want to shortly tell you about what that means because I find it kind of funny. Swall, I don't know what it means, and it looks like a crocodile to me. Swall actually just means a shady, sunken, marshy place. So this tank comes out from that marsh somewhere looking like a crocodile. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get into a couple of replays here. First of all, Rockfield. I wanted to try and feature a low tier and a high tier. In this game, I'm low tier. I'm up against M103, Action X, T77. T77 is actually the most winning tier 8 heavy tank for the time being. 60-some% win rate. It's really, really strong, in my opinion. But anyway, the only tank that I'm really concerned about here is the enemy M103 because I will struggle to penetrate him frontally. And you will see that in a bit, how you can do that actually, with only 265 premium pen. And also I'm a bit concerned that the enemy team has 8 heavies and we have 3, and I'm going right side with my 2 other heavies going left side alone. So deciding to go on the outside of this rock here, because then I can probably spot up something here, and I have the 2 heavy tanks on the left to do some cross firing. So I'm not too concerned to being pushed around the corner because I still have my M103 and the T34 here. I'm doing a big mistake here because I'm looking at the silhouette of the M46 pattern and I'm shooting HE because I'm misinterpreting the silhouette for the T42, I think. So just a bad mistake on my part. If I were to have shot a normal shell, he would be in a 1-shot now. But anyway, you saw also the armor profile of this tank. It was quite good actually. Bounces shell just a second ago here. Now I have the 103 facing me. I'm trying to angling up here a little bit, and he actually bounces off my turret. I know I can't pan him frontally, but I'm still trying to look for places here. And you will see here that he actually struggles as well. He can't pen my turret, and I'm switching to premium shell. I can shoot him just on the lower side there of his turret outside the mandate. So there's a little weak point. It was kind of a 50-50 whether I were to penetrate or not. And actually this one here goes low, I think. I was a little scammed, I think, of my gun, because I think I aimed it in. But anyway, I have my 103 to support me. T69 is going down for the T54, and I am trying to support him the best I can. And actually, he only gets, I think, 2 shots off and leaves my 54 alive. And then the T77 is pushing. Barely reloaded there, just focusing him because he is one of the more dangerous tanks. Again, 103 actually came in to help. You have the Action X behind us down in the low, and I want to clear this M4. I know I take a shot to the face here, but I was full health, so I'm taking my chances. And we're clearing the M4, and now we're going for the M103. And now I'll see I pop my tungsten shell also. I'm going behind him, and I'm going for an HE shot to the rear, and you can see that it actually works fine. 600 plus damage to the rear here. Action X is down low still. Should be a safe win now. T34 is still spawn sniping, and actually I should have pushed out here, and then I could have gotten the last shot off. But anyway, this is quite a decent game, I think. I'm happy that my 103 he came and assisted on this side, and it didn't stay together with the T34, because then the outcome could have been different if they were to push down on us, and they couldn't hit their shells on the other side. Anyway, decent victory there. Another game here on mines as a high tier this time. And actually, if you look at the lineup here, you can see that the enemy team has a T54A2, also called the Shark, and they have the Emil, which is not the best hold down tank for this map, because the turret armor is actually not very good on the Emil. And then you have the T29, and the T29 has the same turret armor as the T30 tank destroyer in tier 9. So, and 10 degrees of gun depression together with the Shark. So I'm really concerned that those two will push up the hill, and it will be a loss. We see already now that the LCG is pushing up, the Emil is pushing up. I'm not overextending because I'm a little bit concerned about the TDs in the back. But since this Emil pushed up here, I want to clear him. I know that the LCG is in the back there of the hill as well, and we have the J Panther, the M4, and the 2 heavy tanks. And you actually see now on the minimap here that both the T29 and the Shark are pushing towards the encounter cap, and they just went out of visual range now because our M41 died. So I have the LCG on the hill to my right here, and you see that I'm pushing up a little bit here against the rock, towards the rock here, and that's only to spot if any of the 2 heavy tanks they come up towards the hill, because then I can spot them without they being able to shoot me when you spot them when they come in within 50 meters. I think that was the T29 shooting HE on me. I want to clear the LCG on the hill, because he would be causing a nuisance for my team if he is allowed to stay up there alive. We're already down 1 tank. So I got a rather lucky shot there. And I was pulling back to this rock here instead of staying up in this area here around this rock, because here I could have been crossfired from the E2, the LCG eventually, and also the TD. I'm pulling out because I just saw him shoot. Anyway, staying in cover, hard cover behind this rock here, because then I have some tanks in the back who can assist me. Unfortunately, my Challenger is pushing around in counter cap and fighting against the enemy SU-100. Just don't push around in counter cap on this map, not like that at least. My Challenger is about to go down. High roll on the E2 there. Not the cleverest of player, because he's overextending way too far. I have 2 tanks in the back, only the Tiger P and the SU-122. HE to the side of the turret there, and I'm coming up. I have the M4. I want to clear him first. Trying a headshot here, and actually gets through. And there you see actually that dispersion is quite good and the aim time is quite good. The SU-100 here is actually a decent player, because what he does now is really, really good shooting. He's actually head sniping me, and he will do that again in a minute here. And I'm just trying to clear out guns. I know that the T29 will take at least 3 shots from me, because my tungsten has a 45-second cooldown yet, so around 3 shots. So I'm thinking about, okay, am I going for the T29? Am I holding here, or what am I doing? So I'm trying to call for help. And I don't want them to push, but I want them to be able to shoot at the enemy. Shooting HE on the side of a T29 doesn't really help me. Clearing that SU will. I'm not thinking that the T29 is the best of players, because he's not running any camo. He wasn't playing his tank correctly on this map. He is now, but not at the beginning. So I'm thinking that, okay, I'm just gonna send forward and take my chances on the SU here. I can take a couple of shots from him, and he actually also one from the T29. So giving him a shot and then pulling back and trying to drag him into the line of fire of my team here. And I did a mistake there, because usually on that R button I have my repair kit. But since I'm running double consumables on this tank, I popped my tungsten by mistake. So now we 3 against 1, but I'm 2 shot, and my 2 fellow comrades here are 1 or 2 shot also. Trying to find a place to shoot, because you cannot shoot through the cannon of a dead tank. So I'm thinking, okay, then I have to move him. So I'm just moving this this hard cover I have and trying to side scrape out so he cannot shoot me. And then I have the M4 as a hard cover as I move from hard cover to hard cover towards the T29. And now my SU has pushed up, and I'm actually a little bit annoyed about that, because he hasn't done too much throughout the game. And you'll see here that I can actually have my 5th kill here if I just have my last 3 seconds of reload. But since he shoots there, my SU pulls up and kills him, and that annoyed me. But anyway, me talking over the game. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough and the replay. I think it was a quite good game and a quite good showcase of what this tank is capable of. Admittedly, I got lucky that neither the E2 or the T29 actually pushed up to the hill to begin with, because then we would have had a different outcome, presumably. Top of the tier, master badge, and all that, all good. I should mention that Hall of Fame for this tank on EU is somewhere around 7,300, so there's a way to go yet. If you haven't grinded this line, I will definitely recommend it. I only have 21 battle, I think, in this tank, 11 in regular and 10 in ratings, but it is a really strong tank. Great all over, great speed, great turret armor, and a really good gun actually. So that's all for me for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider to hit the like and subscribe button, and leave me a comment if you would like to discuss my videos or this particular tank, or if you want me to review or showcase any other tanks in the game. Other than that, have a really great day and take care out there. Bye bye.